So let's talk about the pros and cons of having an open house. We've all heard of open houses before, and with open houses, we know that typically real estate agents as well as for sale by owners actually host these open houses. We know that there's cookies, typically there's water, but when we get down actually to it, what are the pros and cons of it? So let's talk about the pros first. So some of the pros of actually having an open house. Number one, as a pro, we know that there's more traffic that can actually come to these open houses. Typically with an open house, there's not a lot of foot traffic. However, in the event that we're in a hot market, you may actually have a lot of foot traffic. So one of the benefits of having that foot traffic is that you have more viewings. You can do more viewings at one time, and it cuts down on some of the private showings. Another pro is going to be convenience of the buyers. And so with convenience of the buyers, that actually allows them to be able to walk through, see if they like the property, make a decision right then and there. And if you're in a hot market, then you may actually wind up having a bidding war. You'll have people seeing, okay, there's 5 or 6 people here. They seem like they're interested. I'm going to go ahead and maybe make an offer for anything above asking. And I've actually had that to happen to me several times. I'm of course in the flipping business, and so whenever I've gone to look at a house and there's other investors that may actually be there, it actually creates a bidding war. I actually had that to happen to me last week. And so they made a higher offer and they were able to get the offer. And so sometimes that actually happens, but it does create a sense of urgency. So those are some of the pros. Now let's talk about some of the cons. If you actually have a property that security should be a concern, then you want to be mindful of that. Security is always something that you should be mindful of whenever you're working with an open house, because people are coming in and out of the house. They can see what you have, what you don't have. And like I said, if you have several safes in there, or if you have a lot of high dollar things in there, then you actually may not need to have an open house. You may want to actually even have your private showings to actually have your potential buyers to actually show proof of funds before they actually come and take a look at the property. So that can be one of the cons, which is security. Another thing is going to be having unqualified visitors. So if you have unqualified visitors, that actually means that these people have not actually gone to the bank yet. They actually may not even be eligible to even purchase the home. So you're actually wasting your time, so to speak, going from room to room. But you shouldn't give up as easily, because they may like what they see and they may actually go to the bank the next day and actually become qualified. So you want to keep that in mind as well. Finally, the last thing is going to be a con, and I kind of mentioned this a little bit earlier. Studies show that actually private showings have more of an impact rather than actually open houses. So a lot of people will come to open houses, and this is going into another con. You're going to have nosy neighbors that's coming. You're typically going to have passerbys that just actually want to see, how does the house look on the inside? They're not actually interested in buying. They already have their own house. Then sometimes you'll have a trickle or two of people who are actually interested in the house. So you want to be mindful that you may have some unwanted traffic. I've had several open houses on some of my flips, and let's just say I did better with the private showings. I think I only had one, or actually, I'll take that back. One person actually purchased from an open house, but that doesn't mean that you won't have success. So it just depends on the market. It just depends on the house. It just depends on how it's staged. It can be a lot of factors. So keep these things in mind whenever you're thinking about an open house. I will be having upcoming classes soon. Feel free to drop a line down in the comments saying training, and I will send you my information, and we will go from there, and hopefully you'll sign up and you'll learn a lot. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.